same as on Earth. This kind of circadian rhythm on board not only helps plants follow their biological clock, but also humans on the space station. It will give a warm Earth-like feeling and helps you set up your daily routines. We also program the switch to send a certain amount of water very quickly in the evening. We set up a sense hat to sense the moisture, temperature, and report any anomalies that astronauts can take a look. We set up an automatic supply of nutrients every week. We are working with the Aerospace Engineering Department in U of T to use quadcopters to pollinate the flowers. Quadcopters are bee-sized drones with some improvements. We can make them land softly and move from flower to flower to carry pollens and help in pollination. Our project parts used in the project: a centrifugal pump,
Arduino, natural light LED, relay switch, copper wires that allowed AC, Raspberry Pi sensor, a pump, Arduino, natural light LED, relay switch, copper wires that allow AC, Raspberry Pi, sense hat, DC motor, servo motor, control IC, jumper wires, breadboard, and so on. How our project works: an Arduino is connected to a relay switch, and a relay switch is connected to a LED and a water pump. And LED are connected to AC wires. Can you turn it around? Which are terminated into electrical sockets with power, pump, and LED light. Relay switch is programmable in such a way that it automatically sets the brightness of the light like this. See, it just says. For the certain circadian rhythm, the morning intensity is 10%, like this. And intensity and evening is like this, 100. 40 is, and when the intensity is 40, the pump is turned on. Like couple seconds. See, water's coming out.
The pollination is the second part, which is achieved by using the Raspberry Pi along with the servo motor and a DC motor. The servo motor is programmed in such a way that it turns 90 degrees forward and backward. Sorry. The string is attached to the plants right here, and they are vibrated using this servo motor, and that's how the pollination happens. To ensure that the pollens are moving toward the flower, a fan is attached to the flower to make sure the pollens go directly to the flower. And to ensure the pollens are moving toward the flower, a fan is attached on top of the flower to act like a wind to direct the pollens toward the flower. This ensures more germination. We also use the sense hat, which is these white LEDs, which are programmed, as I said in the presentation. Hold on. It's programmed like this to give light to the plants.
But instead of that, we're using this.
Here we have a Raspberry Pi, and currently on top of it we have a SenseHat attached. So you see there's two layers. The first one is the Raspberry Pi, the second one is the SenseHat. So on the SenseHat itself, it has multiple features such as a display, which can go into multiple different colors, and it has a few sensors on it. And one of them is mainly the humidity sensor. It could sense the moisture in the air, and then we could have it set so that it displays the value of whatever moisture it can sense. And this is really good because if there's high amounts of moisture in the air, then the plants can get a fungus. And if the plants get a fungus, it's really bad because there might be some unknown bacteria that might be in space. And so, as for now, we could use the Raspberry Pi Sense Hat in order to help prevent that and to keep track of everything. And so now we have the prices of everything. So the Raspberry Pi costs $75. And then on the front here, where we have the Arduino and the relay. So the relay is $12. The Arduino is $50. The LED and pump, which are at the bottom, those are $50. And the other materials cost around $100 in total. Now, for our future improvements, we think that we should have a water producing plant. Currently, water is obtained as a byproduct from fuel cells. A food testing kit to ensure the food is not contaminated by a food testing facility is required, though. And the benefits you get from our current machine here are fresh, tasty, healthy, or fresh, tasty food that's really healthy as well. Recreation, psychological benefits, and that concludes most of the things you can get from this.